Our story begins not on a distant asteroid, but in a small, cozy town nestled in a valley, blanketed in a thick layer of fresh snow. The air is crisp and filled with the scent of pine and cinnamon, and the windows of every house glow with the warm light of fireplaces and Christmas trees. It's a picture-perfect Christmas Eve. In a quiet corner of this town, in a little workshop filled with the smell of sawdust and varnish, lives an old toy maker named Elias. Elias was known for his incredible creations, toys that seemed to have a life of their own. But this year, his heart was heavy. His children had grown up and moved away, and he was facing Christmas alone for the first time. The joy of the season felt distant, like a star he could no longer reach. As Elias sat by his window, watching the snowflakes dance, a brilliant star fell from the sky. It wasn't like a shooting star that vanishes in a blink. "Good evening," said the little prince, his voice clear as a bell. "This is a very peculiar planet. It's so sparkly." Elias, stunned, could only nod. The boy pointed to the decorated trees in the windows. "Are those baobabs?" "You must be very diligent to keep them so small and colorful." Elias chuckled, the first real laugh he'd had in weeks. "No, little one," he said. "Those are Christmas trees." The prince tilted his head at Christmas. "What is that?" And so Elias invited the strange little visitor into his warm workshop. He explained that Christmas was a time of giving, of love, and of being together with those you care for most. It was a celebration of light in the darkest part of the year. The little prince listened intently, his gaze thoughtful. "On my planet," he began, "I have a flower. I care for her every day. I water her. I put a glass globe over her at night to protect her from the cold. Is loving her like Christmas?" Elias's heart swelled. "Yes, little one. That is exactly what it's like. It's about taming, isn't it?" Creating ties. The prince's face lit up with understanding. "You have tamed your flower, and the people in this town. They tame each other with these lights and songs." Elias nodded, a tear tracing a path down his wrinkled cheek. "My flower is not the only rose in the universe, I have learned, but she is my rose. She is special because I have tamed her." This simple observation struck Elias profoundly. He had been mass-producing toys, forgetting the unique soul each one could have. He had been so focused on the work that he had lost the heart. Inspired by the prince's words, Elias picked up a plain wooden doll. He spent the next hour carving a unique, gentle smile onto its face, painting its dress with a pattern of tiny, golden stars, and giving it a small, red ribbon in its hair. It was no longer just a doll. It was one of a kind. The little prince watched, captivated. "You have tamed the doll," he whispered. "Now it is unique in all the world." As the night wore on, the prince told Elias about his travels. He spoke of the king with no subjects, the conceited man who wanted only admiration, and the businessman who counted stars, thinking he owned them. "They are all very strange, the grown-ups," he concluded. "They forget what is essential." Elias looked at the single, unique doll in his hands, then at the phone on his wall. He finally understood. The essential things were not the number of toys he sold or the perfection of his work. The essential thing was the love he shared, the connections he nurtured. What is essential is invisible to the eye, he reminded the old toy maker. You can only see it rightly with the heart. You have a good heart. With a gentle wave, the little prince stepped back out into the snow. The star he had arrived on descended once more, casting a brilliant, warm light over the field. He stepped into the light, and as quickly as he had appeared, he was gone, ascending back into the velvet pre-dawn sky. Elias stood at the door for a long time, watching the star fade into the growing light of Christmas morning. He was alone, yet he didn't feel lonely at all. His workshop was filled with a new kind of magic. That Christmas, Elias didn't sell his toys. Instead, he delivered them. Each one was unique, personalized with a small detail that made it special. He gave the one-of-a-kind doll to a little girl who had been wishing for a friend. He brought the rest to the local orphanage, not as a transaction, but as a gift, a connection. And later that day, a car pulled up to his workshop. His children, moved by his call, had driven through the night to be with him. Their reunion was filled with hugs and happy tears. As they sat together by the fire, Elias looked out the window at the stars, and he could almost hear a faint, bell-like laugh echoing across the universe. He had learned the most important lesson of all, a lesson brought to him by a little prince on Christmas Eve, that the greatest gifts are the ties we create, the love we tend to, and the magic we see not with our eyes, but with our hearts. The essentials are indeed invisible, and it's in cherishing them that we find the true spirit of Christmas. Thank you for listening to this story with me today. I hope it brought a little bit of warmth and magic to your day. What are the essential things you cherish during this season? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories from the heart. Merry Christmas, everyone, and see you next time.